Good day to all. Welcome to another episode of Church Update. I'm your host. I'm Sister Shireen Deslate. Be with us in the next 30 minutes as we share with you the happenings in the Pentecostal Missionary Church of Christ in the Fourth Watch here and abroad. To start with, here's a year in review from our churches in Canada District. Let's watch this.
The year 2020 was one for the books. It was historic in so many ways. We saw how the whole world was transformed in a short period of time and are living witnesses of how the global landscape has changed. We experienced and were exposed to events and happenings that we can only read from history books or films. We embraced the new normal and lived through these new realities. COVID-19, lockdown, quarantine, these are just some of the words that became familiar to the world. But us in the PMCC Fourth Watch, there is this one word that stood out, which clearly defined and highlighted our calling: unstoppable. Along the way, we carried the same spirit and stance of the good men of the house: no retreat and no surrender. Join me as we look back on how God has made a way for us here in the District of Canada. This is our District Refresh. It started off so well here in the District of Canada. We had a wonderful plan laid out for the whole year. A brand new and dynamic leadership was on the horizon. Exciting and fresh programs were on the way. We were all geared up and ready to face the challenges that will come our way. And then came the pandemic. It shattered and ruined the socio-economic structure of societies. It created panic and chaos in cities and towns around the world while hammering through the health systems globally. The result is a seemingly unwanted catastrophe in this modern generation that even the most advanced technology cannot fix. In search of heroes, we look up to our healthcare workers, the first responders, and essential personnel who risk their own health and lives just to save millions of people. And in the church, we relied on the power of the word and prayer, and the guidance of our spiritual leaders, beginning with the apostle, the good men of the house. The year 2020 has brought us in a new dimension of service and dedication to the Lord. The previous year, church gatherings were included in the lockdown with extreme restrictions in place. It tested the resilience and faith of the believers.
I believe that character is exhibited in crisis. And this is the kind of character we possess, the apostolic character that we have seen in the leadership of the good man of the house, our beloved apostle, Arsenio Tanferio.
If you look at everything that the church has done, our evangelism hasn't stopped, our giving hasn't stopped, our praying hasn't stopped, and even our worship and service to the Lord, all of those things, they were unstoppable.
When we thought that everything was over because of COVID-19, the district surged into a new dimension of dedication and way of life.
Impact Canada online service, we continually experience the moving of our God through the messages despite of this pandemic.
All the elders in the district have been empowered, strengthened, and renewed our dedication in doing more of God's work and accomplishing the task that has entrusted us.
Despite the restrictions across the country, our events and programs were not limited. Rather, the district has never been busy with it.
Amplified took a lot of effort and hard work to perfect. This event was victorious because of everyone's cooperation and, of course, coupling it with prayer and fasting.
Many rekindled their dedication. Many were brought closer to their faith. And that this conference made them stronger in service.
45 was a product of prayers, hard work, and numerous virtual meetings of the Adult Canada District officers.
We're able to share our ideas and plan of actions and execute things accordingly.
The conferences that were held last year have truly left a greater impact in His church. It further amplified and fortified the faith of everyone who were blessed by the words of God.
The previous year was still full of spiritual blessings. We were able to hold major events, albeit virtual, but the impact to their brethren brought them to be all the more committed for God's mission.
Because of the catastrophic pandemic, we were told not to move around too much. There was economic uncertainties. We were told to close our doors as a church. But look at what we have done. We were able to send out missionaries and open 3 more churches.
Last year was a breakthrough year for the district as it officially reached 20 churches. It is our response to the charge of the apostle to conquer till Christ returns. Through the efforts and dedication of the ECTs or the Evangelistic Crusade team, 3 more local churches were added to the district.
Due to our church reopening, we were able to do this kind of evangelism. We will go to mall and grocery places to invite people. By God's grace, we were able to have our church reopening, and that even regarding the capacity, we're able to reach at least 65 to 70 people in attendance.
We used to meet in one of our sisters' house. We would have regular guests. We would be able to really gather all our brethren in one place. By the grace of God, we pushed through and we held our inauguration actually in the local church of Ottawa.
It's my great honor and privilege to be a part of ECT Halifax. I was glad when I heard that in this vision of our presbyter, Joseph Concepcion, of having 20 churches in 2020 in the District of Canada, he casted this ECT. And I was thinking to be a part of this team of opening churches. I know that Halifax is ripe to harvest. By the grace of God, we have inaugurated the 20th church in 2020 on December 27th. These are all God's doing. This is God's miracle. This is God's grace and mercy to each and everyone.
The magnitude of God's love and grace is incomparable and has been evident in our lives. Being an unstoppable church, it didn't stop the members in giving their utmost gratitude to Him. With all that is happening in our time, the brethren cannot help but express their thoughtful and generous thanksgiving to God. The church anniversaries last year were so special that it cut through the boundaries of limitations in every aspect.
We were able to give to God our long-time goal of $27,000 Canadian, which is 1 million pesos. Presbyter Joseph and I, for many years, have been dreaming to be able to achieve that achievement for the glory of God, and we saw that happen and materialize during the year 2020. We were able to celebrate Toronto's 27th church anniversary in a grand way outside the church. And we were able to bring in so many people. And the window of opportunity for us to gather outside with that number of people was very slim. And to me, that is no less than God's doing.
Last year, we have seen the miracle of God. We have seen how God operates in the midst of crisis. And this year, I am excited of what more God can do in our midst.
This year is another year for us to experience the grace and blessings of God. Let us now embrace and be ready for greater things this new year of 2021.
Thank you so much, Sister Rebecca Victoriano. And congratulations to our ministers and brethren in Canada District. 2020 made a huge difference to the lives of the believers when it stopped our gatherings. But God didn't stop working amidst the chaos. His church in the end times strived to do more, and the Canada District was just one of many testimonies of victories from the Lord. Up next, we will share with you our first event for this year, our Online International Missionary Day. So stay tuned, Church Update will be right back.
I, Apostle Arsenio Sanferio, and the good man of the house, and the apostles in the end time, declares the opening of International Convention.
Sa mga tuwid sa Port Watch, darating ang Panginoon at ang magpapahanda sa iglesia ay Port Watch, which is the good man of the house. He knows the watch. He knows the times and the season.
Come and be blessed. Attend our church services and experience God in your life now. For prayers, free home Bible studies, and inquiries, please feel free to contact us through the following details.